it's Fernbark, and it's finally sunny out here in Washington State, so I thought I'd do a comparison between the new brushless 18-volt string trimmer and the two 40-volt string trimmers that have been out for a while. I also own the original 18-volt string trimmer, and it is so weak it's not even worth comparing against these other three models. I've been using this for a couple weeks, and I've been really impressed with it. And if you got the 18-volt lineup and you own the old string trimmer, just go buy this and thank me later. Unless the only reason to not get it would be the older string trimmer is very lightweight, and if you have a small yard and you don't have to cut through heavy stuff, then it's worth it.
Okay, there's some similarities between the models. The trigger mechanism is pretty similar between the three different models, and the battery all hang behind you on them. And you have the handle grip is pretty much the same on all these. The one that's a little bit different is the first version of the 40-volt string trimmer, which is a single string trimmer, and it has the motor down at the bottom, right on top of the string assembly right there. And I really like this unit a lot. The only thing that's not to love about it is it originally came with .060 string, and you can upgrade it to .080, and when you do that you're going to like this unit a lot more. But it's still just a single string, but it spins really fast, and I like that. The other 40 volt, these are 40 volt and then 40 volt, this one has the expanded assembly, so you can see you can take it apart right there and add different pieces onto it, and that's really about the only saving grace of this unit. It just doesn't spin fast enough, in my opinion, to justify owning it as a straight string trimmer alone. And then the new 18-volt version has two speeds, a high and a low. I like the low speed for when you're doing edging, or if you're getting into some place where it's a little more delicate, and because it'll just really whip on high speed. Unfortunately, the new 18-volt version doesn't have the expanded style assembly, so it's just a straight string trimmer. There's no putting a rototiller or edger or any of the other goodies on here like you can do with this guy right here. So that's kind of a bummer, but we'll see what happens in the future. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn these on side by side so you can kind of get a feel for the difference in speed between the different units. Whoop. This is the 18-volt on low. Now I'm going to switch it to high. And now you can compare it again to the 40-volt. And now the 18-volt on high. This is the single string 40-volt. Now another thing to consider is battery time. So the single string unit on the left is pretty fuel efficient. I got a 3/4 acre yard with a lot of landscaping, and I can get it done on 1.5 of the 4 amp hour batteries, and then if I got to go into my test ditch here, which that's about a good half of a battery right there by itself. Now the dual string expanded style, that thing is a fuel hog, and I'll need 3 batteries to do my yard fully with that unit, which is another reason I don't really care for it so much. I've done my whole yard one time with the 18-volt unit on the far right, and it used not even a whole battery, but that was pretty light because it was early in the year. We'll see how it goes when I got to do the ditch and everything else, but so far it's been pretty fuel efficient as far as battery goes, so I'm really liking that. The one negative that I have about both the expanded style dual string trimmer and the 18 volt brushless string trimmer is if you can tell, the guards around the string are really small, and even on the 18 volt it's even smaller. So you're going to want to wear boots, definitely long pants, and almost certainly eye protection, because that 18 volt has already kicked rocks up and shot me right in the face. So these things are actually very powerful and will damage your person if you aren't wearing protection.
That does it for me, and I hope that this answers any questions you might have had between the differences of these units. If you got any questions, go ahead and write them in the comments down below, and I will most likely get back to you. Thanks for watching.